Here's my review of the Reebok Larceny Pro Series gloves. I know these are on sale a bunch of places right now and people are still looking for them, so I figured I'd write a review up for them. Of all the blockers I've used, this is by far my favorite. I'm coming from a Simmons 994 and this one has been much more protective. The difference being the other one, the Simmons one, was a thin board blocker, and I felt that it was easier to move the block around to make more saves when I first started using this. Since then I've got used to this one, and the thin board caused some issues with like the sidewall because it was so thin here. This part wasn't as solid, and if I hit pucks there, it would actually sometimes roll off my fingers. This is no problem here. In fact, this is the most comfortable blocker I've ever worn and the most protective. The only ones I would prefer, and I haven't even used them in a game, is the Reebok series of the new CCM. Everything here is great. The sidewall is huge, taking slap shots off that no problem. Stopping pucks off the sidewall has become a safe selection now, as it gets your stick out open to cover more room when shots are going to blocker side and you're scrambling. I took a puck right here a couple days ago by a college player and couldn't feel it, didn't feel it at all, had no idea where it went. But I looked down, the puck was actually trapped between this and my stick. It was a pretty hard shot. Didn't have to worry about anything. I had problems there before with blockers where that would run up the stick and hurt my fingers to the point where bruises and you could barely hold a stick for a while. The only thing I wish over here was changed was I wish there was Gen Pro right along the finger here so it would decrease the wear. There's a little wear spots here. There's like a little rip right in there. Not sure if that shows up in the video, but when this came out, that wasn't the normal procedure for blockers. I think it now is. That would have been a nice addition. Another thing I'm extremely satisfied about for this blocker is the finger protection over here and right along the edges right here. I've had times before where I've fallen on my fingers and it like pinched a finger and it was extremely painful. This has stopped that on multiple occasions, like diving saves. Right here has stopped from getting stick jammed and puck jammed when people are wrapping around the post and you have paddle down. Before I've gotten sticks in there which has really hurt the side of the hand for a while. But this is, it doesn't seem that hard, but the foam there does its job really well, and I've taken shots off there and had no problems whatsoever. And the finger protection is really solid, and everything about protection wise in this glove is fantastic. There's a bunch of couple big thick pillows on the inside here to add to cushioning for the sideboard, and it also just adds to padding for the glove. This, because of how strong this is, I find it does cover up that hole right there pretty good. One thing I noticed when I got this is the palm was the softest leather I've ever felt in my life. It was the most comfortable palm ever. And there's a huge padded piece right here, and putting my hand in this when I got it was just like a dream. Unfortunately, after use, this palm is pretty crusty. There's not a ton of wear on it and it looks like it's wearing good with this extra black piece, but these palms used to feel like the softest leather imaginable and now they're crusty and hard. But I do air this out too. I believe it's a palm material because the last couple sets of gloves I've had, which were Warriors and Simmons, I didn't have that problem with the palm. This is to the point of where I sometimes water the palms before I play. I know people do that anyways, but I found that it's almost a necessity, especially with the catching glove, to actually get to squeeze without feeling that gross, crusty feeling. Overall, this blocker is fantastic. If you can get one, I would absolutely recommend it. I wasn't a fan of the graphics. I went all white because it matches different sets of pads I have, but the glove itself is phenomenal. It's unbelievably protective. I don't want to get rid of it. I want to just keep using it, and I'm going to try to hold on to it as long as I can until I find this. I don't want a suitable replacement, but if I find one, I will move to it. Now on to the Larceny catching glove. A lot of people are big fans of this and some people hate it. It's a very interesting break. You can see it does close pretty good right now. It has an offset T. It's a very big departure from what I was used to, which was a Warrior Messiah. I think it was an M2, like a Reebok P2 clone. This one covers a lot more surface, and it covers a lot more surface compared to my EFlex Pro I have right now too. But that doesn't mean I can catch pucks with it. When I first got this glove, I was actually catching everything when it was really stiff, and everything that hit it basically I would catch it. And now as it loosened up over time, there has been this bump that's formed in it right here, and it should be, when I originally got it, this part was spread out more. And then eventually when it works in, this piece kind of moves inwards like that. As you can see, hopefully you can see right there, there's like this bump of plastic and material, and it causes the pocket to be a little smaller. Like that's what it could be, but how it is normally, it's kind of just folds over itself and loses coverage. Since this is formed, it's not terrible compared to some I've seen online, but since it's formed, I've had a much harder time catching pucks. And as of right now, basically anything that hits here or here just bounces off as a rebound. Pocket obviously stays in. But that is saying I'm not the greatest catcher in the world, but that's what I found of this. As I said with the blocker, this material on the palm was this soft, very comfortable leather. Now it's crusty and hard, it's not as comfortable anymore. I do put water in it once in a while because sometimes it gets too solid in there, too crusty. I do air it out every game. I never leave my equipment in a bag or in a damp place. Just something I found to happen. And I'll open this up here. As you can see, this glove opens in a interesting fashion. Has a ton of adjustability inside. This part I really like, as it's a very padded strap. So instead of just a strap going over your hand, it's just another piece of that was once soft leather coming over there. So I really like this part. This as well, another soft leather piece going over when you adjust it quickly in the fly like that. I never really have to fiddle with the gloves in the backhand, but it opens up, you can air it out good. There is somewhere where the Velcro attaches. That's kind of normal. It's nothing big, just a little bit of fraying, that's it. So here's the closure of the glove. Closes in a very different style. To me, it looks and feels like a baseball glove. When I started using this, I had no problems with protection. Any shot, couldn't really feel it, wasn't an issue to me. Now a year in, I'm feeling shots that I really shouldn't. Guys who can shoot hard, but nothing that I should notice. I can start feeling in the palm, just hitting anywhere I start to feel it, especially right around here. And then playing with college players at the local university, I took a couple hard snapshots a couple weeks ago, and my hand went numb for about 5 minutes. And that was a feeling I didn't want to take anymore. So I upgraded my glove to CCM Pro, but that's a big issue I have with this right now. If you're playing college players and guys who can really shoot the puck, I wouldn't really recommend this because of that was quite painful, and I have to work in the morning. I can't face an injury like that just because of lack of protection in the glove. For the cuff, I haven't felt anything at all. It's mainly right here and a little bit down here on the fingers. And that's a year in of use. At the very beginning, had no problems whatsoever. I'm guessing it's breaking down. That could also explain why this part's popping out more, but that did start happening after about a month, 2 months in. I think it just, by the way, breaking in. Basically everyone I checked online had this little ridge here, and some were a lot worse too. Holding the puck under on the ice is fine. There's no slip outs. I have no problems at all. Pick it up fine really quickly. Some people like to see this view. I figured I'd show it. Basically just flattens, pancakes out really quick. There's not a big gap, and I've never had anyone fight through it or a puck ever slip through there. So it's good there. Backhand protection, really solid. Big soft piece right here for the slash guard on your finger. And up here, a little less protection, but this part really does the job where you get hit most. And I haven't felt anything on the backhand from getting slashed or getting hit with a puck or anything like that. Top wrist mobility is really good as well. You can move it around as much as you want, it's fine. So that's my review of the Larceny gloves. I loved the glove when I first got it. I could catch everything, felt no issues. Now I can't catch a thing, and honestly I'm kind of afraid to use it with certain players. I would recommend it to anyone who's not playing against college players or guys who have really, really hard shots. If that's the case, I would maybe stay away from it. The blocker, on the other hand, absolutely recommend. It's my favorite one I've ever worn. Unbelievable protection, and everything about it's great. The palm material was fantastic when I got it. Now it's pretty worn out and crusty, but it's a small issue and not a deal breaker at all for me.